From pickdogs.com here with the Puck Dogs. It's Saturday. We got a gigantic schedule. The reason why we're 10 minutes late is because we're talking about the videos in the channel and we're trying to get Rod to do individual videos. He purchased the software to do the videos. Apparently, the free trial, they charge you. I've seen this before where it's like, they say it's a free trial, but like any of the features that you actually need to do the video, then they say, well, you need to do this. It's just like what I do to get all these, to get our live show across all these stations. It's like I had the subscription that was like $500 a year, and then all of a sudden it became $1,000 a year because I don't even know why. I'm not even sure why. I think I pay an extra $500. It was like they caught me off guard. It was like a few weeks ago. I think you guys probably saw it on the show here. It was like they caught me off guard, and I needed to do the show. So I was like, just charge me. I was like, it's like $500 out of my pocket or not do the show. You guys know I'm gonna do the show, even though, who knows how many shows it takes to make that. But anyways, I'm trying to get Rod to do individual videos here to add to our video library to do some NHL videos. And I know it's not as easy as it looks. I think a lot of people, if you're in our Facebook group, you've seen my first video, where I have the Post-it note, up pinned to the computer. I'm using the computer camera with a Post-it note, and it was so long ago that the video quality is so different than what it is today. It was way before 4K or anything like that. It was HD, but it was like, I don't even think my video was HD. I think like HD was pretty new, and I think that the computers didn't come with HD cameras or anything. So my lips are moving and the words are going at a different speed and whatever. But no, I don't think, well, first of all, I don't think that many people saw it, but also I don't think anyone really cared. They just cared about my pick. And then, 2 days later, I gave out like a massive underdog winner in Colorado versus Colorado State, back in the day. And it was, I was off to the races from there. I had picked a big winner on video. I had a brand new website back then, College Football Place. And I was excited to be online and to give out winners, and I certainly didn't give out winners every day, but I gave out, a lot of winners. I used to just do a video or two every day, and that's how you get started. And so I'm trying to convince Rod. I know at the first show that he was on here, I think you should go back and look at your first show and see how nervous you were, just being on here. But you got to just turn on the camera and start talking. You have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and you just... Like everyone knows that's seen any of my videos, I have the beginning, right? This is Mitch from pickdogs.com, right? And da-da-da-da-da. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I do more videos than anyone, right? And then I do the game, the pick, and then the end is be sure to check out all of our free picks over at pickdogs.com. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and join us for the live show. No, this is not true. This is not true at all. This guy's not saying the truth here. No. What this guy doesn't understand, okay, so what he's saying is that we all pick different things for the same game, so we always win. Well, if we always win, then we always lose, right? But that's not the case. If you look at the pick articles, if you look at the free pick articles, and I'm gonna show you guys on my screen because this guy's just a jerk, right? Man, I'm telling you, it's like I don't even understand this. I don't even know how to do it. Anybody out there, anybody who's watching this, if you can just go to an article on Pick Dogs and then print in the comments. No, Ralphie can be there all he wants. Go to the article on Pick Dogs. So right now I'm looking at this one, Kent State, and it says Kent State Golden Flashes +7. Right below it, it says, this pick in this article is the opinion of the writer, not a Pick Dogs consensus. I mean, seriously, it's like, then it's the pick of the person that wrote the article. Chris has been writing with Chris. How long have you been with us? Like, not at this site, but the other site.
Go on. Wait, this one or
both?
General?
All together. How long have we been working together?
I've been with you since October on here, but I've been with you in general for almost 4 years now.
Right. No, I'm just talking about in general. How long have we worked together?
Almost 4 years.
So how many articles do you think you written?
Thousands. 50,
Thousands,
10,
right?
Yeah.
How many times have we gotten together, either you and I, or you and any of the other writers, or all of us as a group, and sat down and decided who the pick was going to be?
I carry the 1-0.
Exactly. It's the opinion of the person that wrote the article, just like mine is the video. I'll tell you what, we don't agree on all the picks on this show, and that's why I have more people, because, I mean, that's just
like, what the
fine print. There's no fine print there. It's bold. It's in bold, and it's directly under the pick. You know what you do. It's like,
yeah, give out winners.
I don't know. It's we give out opinions on games. It's like,
yeah, it's true.
I don't understand. What's your point? You know, it's like, if you're gonna make a comment, have a point, because I'm missing it here, man. I'm just missing it.
Yeah,
anyways,
we
got a great schedule today. We're gonna get rid of this guy. He can go somewhere else. You know, if he doesn't like what we're doing at Pick Dogs, then, I mean, there's a lot of sites out there. I mean,
well, yeah, because we sure are.
So go to one of the other ones. You know, they just copy what we do anyway. So if you want to see the original, you can come and watch us.
Yeah, because we sure don't have a big meeting and go, hey, you take this team today and I'll take this team.
Yeah. So here it is. Okay, so here's Randy's pick. Okay, and it clearly says it's Randy's pick. It doesn't say Pick Dog's pick. Okay, fine print. Okay, does anyone think that looks like fine print below the article? I mean, obviously it's a little smaller than the pick itself, but I wouldn't call it fine print like with an asterisk at the bottom or anything. It is directly below the pick. Directly. Right here. It is directly below the pick. It's not trolling. It's like, I get this question all the time. People email it to me. Why does it say one thing in your free pick and another thing in your premium pick? Why does it say one thing in your free pick and another thing in the video? And that's why we added that. That's why we added that line specifically for that. We put it in italics to make it stand out. We had it in regular font. I said, let's put it in italics. I think it makes it stand out a little bit. Obviously, it didn't work. Maybe we should highlight it or bold it. I'm not really sure. Should we asterisk it also? I mean, put asterisks around it. I don't know what to do. I'm solution oriented. But anyways, guys, we got a massive schedule today, and let's just spit out a few picks just to get everybody going. I'm gonna get the ball rolling, and I'm just gonna reel off 5 picks. And if people want me to discuss them, I'm gonna do 5 picks that I didn't do in any video or anything like that. All right, how about that, to get the ball rolling here on this awesome day of college hoops? Okay, I'll start at the top here in the college basketball schedule, and just stop me when I hit the 5. Okay, I like wow, easier said than done, huh? I like I did that game, I did this one, the line. I like West Virginia against Youngstown State minus the 12.5. I like Temple minus the 9 versus Rider. I'll take I really like this one. I thought about this one. Georgia Southern minus 2.5 versus Texas Arlington. And then we'll go see. Oh, Texas -1 versus Providence, and I'll take 4 favorites so far. I'll take let's see, Tulsa -3.5 versus Colorado State. So there you go, 5 picks for me right out of the gate. I have no idea what anybody picked at the website. Those are my 5 guys. What are you guys thinking today? We got. What's the NHL schedule look like? I haven't really had a chance. We've been talking, and then I get sidetracked. I don't know why I get sidetracked by these people. When does the break start? On Monday, Chris, or Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. So we got plenty of action coming up this week.
Yeah, Monday's the last day of games, then it's a 3-day break.
Dre Ward, great morning from the Bahamas. Looked a little windy there yesterday. Didn't stop Buffalo in the slightest in that game. How about Kent State last night, man? I thought that was a gutsy performance, right, by Kent State. It's like one thing about the bowls that we get to see. Like, that was a cool thing, you know? It was the first time they ever won a bowl game. It's like they've been around for a long time, and they've hardly even been in any bowl games, you know? It was awesome. Rod had them.
Yeah.
Team with some heart. They had some heart. They came back and wanted to make the bowl game.
They wanted it.
Now I think about it, the MAC went 2-0 yesterday.
I know. Yeah, that's
after me crapping on the MAC, they would listen to the show.
I was going to say, did somebody listen to the show?
We got to shut this guy up.
I'm having some technical difficulties here, but
let's just run through the afternoon NHL for now.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it up on my screen, and I think I've overloaded my computer. Is what's happened here. So, what do you guys like in the football? Let's do that to get started then.
Okay.
Do you guys have any pick in the Texans versus Bucks game? Chris?
I just think there's too much on the line for the Texans to not take this one seriously. I like the Texans here.
How about you, Rod?
It's still at 3.5, I think. I think I'll take the Bucks plus the 3.5.
How about the Pats Bills, Rod?
I'm taking the Pats. I like New England here.
How about you, Chris?
Obviously I like New England, but the way the offense has looked compared to this meeting so much for Buffalo, I think it's going to be a tight game, field goal at most. I'll take Buffalo on the points.
And the nightcap. Chris?
Yeah, I'm having trouble pulling it up myself here.
It's 49ers -6.5 against the Rams. Wow, we got a lot of hockey today.
I think the 49ers. 49ers for me.
Yeah,
they need this game more than the Rams do. The Rams are awful.
Yeah.
The thing about the Rams is normally when NFL teams play a stinker like the Rams played last week, they generally bounce back pretty hard.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna flip that. I'm gonna go Rams. Division game. Both teams need the win. I'll flip it. I'll go back to the Rams.
I don't know if the Rams need the win or not. That's the question here, because I don't think they can make the playoffs, so they might be mathematically eliminated. But
Rams are playing for nothing.
I believe so, but it doesn't make it less of a rivalry in NFL.
No.
You guys try. So we got Anaheim against the Islanders to get things started here. Rod, what are you thinking here? We got 2 early games, really early games in NHL. This is one of them. Anaheim. This is like 10 o'clock in the morning for Anaheim. This game.
It is. Yeah, the Ducks haven't looked so good. They've been 2-4 their last 6. The Islanders are 4-2. And they're at home. The Islanders just play a real good game at home. I'll take Islanders to win in regulation.
How about you, Chris?
Yeah, I'm gonna push that a little bit further. I'm gonna go Islanders on the puck line. Anaheim's just struggling. They can't find the back of the net.
All right. How about the other early game that we got here? It is the
Kings
versus the Buffalo Sabres. Chris, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, I like LA plus 125. They're playing really well on this road trip, and Buffalo's just struggling. Even at home, I like LA here.
How about you, Rod?
Yeah, I love the Kings in this spot here. finish out the road trip strong. Kings get a win here.
And now we got the 2:05 Eastern time start, which I guess college basketball has these, college basketball, they just start them every 15 minutes. It's kind of like going to the dog races, right? It's like they just keep wheeling them out. This is why, I'm telling you, this is why most people that quit betting do it over college basketball, because even if you win, it's so hard to keep it going because it's just, there's so many games. We were talking before the show, 77 games.
That's crazy. That's a lot.
But
definitely not betting all 77 games.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, yeah. How's that working for you, all 77 games?
Thank you, Billy Jean, for the comment. We were talking before the show. Let me see. Let me do this. Yeah, we were talking before the show, and this is a common theme. It's been this way for the last 12 years. I was the first one to do free picks on every game every day. I was the first one to do video on sports picks. I was the first one to, as I continue to go on, I was the first one to have a podcast. It takes everyone about a year or so usually to catch up, to start doing it. And by that time, I'm on to the next thing. So I've been, one of the things I wanted to, I say is that most people know this. I was in a partnership with another person, and we had one site together, and I ran one 100% by myself, so the other one was 50-50. So I was always afraid of a conflict of interest. I didn't want them to ever think that I put my own stuff ahead of our partnership. So I kind of let everything go to the partnership. And the problem is when you do that, if they don't want to do all the things that you want to do, you're kind of in a spot where you basically can't do anything. So that's where I was. So I'm out of that arrangement now. And here at Pick Dogs, what you're going to see over the next year is going to be stuff that's never been done before and stuff I've been wanting to do for a long time. And you can see every week or so we're adding something new, and it's going to continue to go. We have a whole, there's all these software programs where they track, the jobs, and I've used all of them, but I forget the one that we use now. But I'll tell you what, it's packed. It's just packed with stuff. So thank you for the comment. But anyways, back to the game, Rod. Winnipeg, Minnesota.
Jets and the Wild both are 3-3 their last 6 games. The Wild are just, for me, they're just playing way better hockey, and they're at home here. I got to go with the Wild. I'll take the Wild here at home.
How about you, Chris?
Yeah, I'm on Minnesota as well. It's just crazy to me that you can lump Minnesota with Boston as teams that only have one regulation loss at home this season. So Minnesota is just playing a lot better right now. I like Minnesota money line minus 130.
So the Wild for both of you. I'm going to look at college hoops again. I gave out a quick 5-pack to start the show because I was kind of delayed by somebody else, but it's kind of tough. I'm missing some of my stats that I normally turn to here, but we've got Northern Arizona taking on Pepperdine. Pepperdine has been pretty decent this season, but so has Northern Arizona, getting no love whatsoever in this game. We're getting 9.5 points with a Lumberjack team that has been pretty good to us. I don't see Pepperdine being able to take Northern Arizona by 9.5 points. I like Northern Arizona in this game, and that's going to be my pick there. We'll go back to the ice because we do have a lot of ground to cover here. And let's see. What you're seeing today from me is when you become reliant on one place for odds and stuff too much. It's kind of like I'm scrambling, to be honest with you. But we will get past it. So we have the Canadians and the Oilers. Oilers plus 105, Montreal minus 125. This could be the Hockey Night in Canada game. Is it, Rod?
It is. So
All right,
it's first
Rod.
one.
I'm good at I'm about 100% in picking which one is the Hockey Night in Canada game. Who you like in here? This is actually it looks like a pretty good game.
For me, Montreal's 5-1 their last 6. The Oilers are 1-5, and it's like I said, the Oilers have 2 guys that can score, and they're just not scoring. You have Oilers have no secondary scoring, and they're just struggling. What are they, 5-0? They have a 1 home game in their last 5, 6, something like that. They're just I got to go with Montreal here. The hotter team right now is Montreal. Again, it'll be like you're in Edmonton, but there'll be a nice sea of red in the stands. Lots of Habs fans. They only come out this way once a year.
How about you, Chris?
I'm gonna take a shot with Edmonton here. Montreal, despite playing great defensive hockey, they're still banged up, and Edmonton's won their 3 games this season on the second half of back-to-back. So I'll take a shot with Edmonton plus 105.
I like Georgia Southern against Liberty. I like them a lot. I think Liberty's lucky to be in a bowl game. If you take out their 2 wins against the lesser conference teams, they're not even in this game. I know they can throw the football, and Georgia Southern doesn't defend the pass very well. And that's why this one didn't make it to the premium pick. But we saw Georgia Southern beat App State. We saw Liberty lose at Rutgers. I don't know. I think App State would slaughter Rutgers, personally. And I know you can't really handicap or judge it that way, but I'm going to, and I don't care. Judge me for it. I'll take Georgia Southern here and lay the points. I think I've earned that. What do you guys think of that one?
Yeah, I was on Georgia Southern as well as the over 58.5.
How about you, Rod?
I'm gonna take Liberty. Take a shot with Liberty here.
I just haven't liked Liberty in the spots where I thought that they could step it up, like against Syracuse as well. That's just me. All right, we'll move on back to the ice. Got Boston taking on Cashville. Chris? Bruins look to be sort of back on track, but 3-4-2-1 in their last 10 for a team that's 21-7. They've looked anything but like a 21-7 team.
Yeah. Lost 7 of their last 8. But I'm still going to take a shot with Boston regulation here. Nashville's lost 8 of the last 9 in Boston. This is a series that's been dominated by the home team. Home team's won 18 of the last 22.
I'm going to use a dirty word here, Chris. I'm going to have to interrupt you. I'm going to use a dirty word here. You're acting like a Red Sox backer. You are. You just can't get off the horse. It's like this horse needs to be flogged and kind of maybe needs to be revamped and glue factory. But I mean, you're talking minus 162 with a team that can't win a game. I mean, it just kind of reminds me of the Red Sox, and why they're the worst money team in baseball, this past season. But anyways, go ahead, finish it out.
That's why I'm trying to get the price down, because I do think Boston wins this game, but I'm not trying to lay 162 with Boston. The regulation line gives a bit of a nice price, so I'll take Boston right now, minus 110.
How about you?
And for me, Boston looked like they were back in form in their last game and starting to play real good. But Nashville's been playing good, but I just can't take Nashville in Boston. They just own them. I'm taking Boston on the puck line minus 1.5. I think they can beat Nashville tonight by 2.
I mean, Boston's still playing pretty good hockey offensively. They're still averaging 3 goals a game. It's just that the puck's been bouncing funny on.
I don't know, man. I would say Boston teams are pretty much dead money these days. That's just the way I see it, except for the Celtics. Anyways, I'll go to college hoops. Oops. We'll go to another NHL game. real quick. Flyers against Ottawa. I know you guys are big Ottawa fans, but they're only plus 115 here. I know Chris is a closet Senators fan.
Don't let my dad hear that. He'll disown me. But with that said, I'm still gonna hop on Ottawa here. They're still playing really, really well at home. Really, as good as they are, they're still a sub 500 team on the road. They've lost 25 of the last 35 head-to-head in Ottawa, so I'll take Ottawa at plus 115.
Wow. How about you, Rod?
Not me. I like the Flyers.
Me too.
I backed the Flyers a few times. And yes, I know Ottawa's at home and they haven't lost since October. And well, they are going to. Flyers just played them last week and beat them. I'm going to take Flyers on the puck line here. I think the Flyers are going to beat Ottawa today.
Yeah, I'm not a big Ottawa person, that's for sure. We got San Diego State and Central Michigan. This I think is the hardest of the college football games on the card today. You know, the one right out of the gate. Thankfully, there's NFL football that starts before this, right? I mean, this is a tough game. The issue here that we have is San Diego State is laying points, but they don't score any points. They have a really good defense. They have a great defense. But they don't score nothing. I mean, they don't score anything. The total is 40. I think the only play here is the under 40. It's the only thing I could do. You guys have an opinion, Chris, on this one?
Yeah, I was going to lay the points with San Diego State. I just think that Central Michigan hasn't played a defense like San Diego State's. I think they can do enough to cover.
So you like San Diego State, is what you're saying?
Yeah, San Diego State.
Yeah, I wobbled back and forth. The Chippewas have burnt me a couple times this year. So I love the under. I see like a 17-14 game here. So who do I take?
I think first team to 20 is a winner.
It is a winner, yeah. First score 20. So I'll take San Diego State minus 3.5, and I'll go like 21-17 final score.
All right, we'll go back to the ice for you then. We got Carolina up against Florida. Panthers plus 160 here. Man, that is gigantic. Is this a goalie change? Because minus 160 to minus 195 is a gigantic jump.
Part of me thinks it's because of scheduling. They know that well in advance. Could be a goalie change. But I'm on Carolina minus 1.5 here. Florida's on a back-to-back. They're due to regress after scoring 7 in the first 2 periods last night. Carolina's been really good offensively, and I think they catch Florida sleepwalking here.
And for me, I'm gonna go the other way. That line's too big for me. I'm not gonna attempt to lay that. This Florida team's been playing pretty good, and you're gonna give me Florida at plus 165. I'll take Florida on the money line here. This is the first game for Carolina back at home, and teams after a road trip back at home, they get fat and lazy. You get to see your family and all that stuff, and I think Florida come in here and steal a win.
You got the Maple Leafs hosting the Red Wings, and I'll tell you, I mean, for someone that watches very little hockey like me, this is the game that I would like. You know, I like traditional teams. We got those too. But the Red Wings, 2-8 in their last 10 is an improvement for them. Meanwhile, the Leafs 6-4. The coaching change, you know, we're about a month into it now in Toronto.
Yeah,
I would say it's worked.
Oh yeah.
What do you think here, Rod, in this one?
Well, yeah, the Leafs have looked way better. They've played Detroit twice this year already. They've won 6-0 and 5-2 in those games, so they've outscored Detroit 11-2 in the 2 games they've played already. The Leafs are 5-1 in their last 6. I know their back-to-back record is awful, but their offense is rolling, and that number is so inflated. You want to take Detroit just for the value because it's like plus 290. But I just can't. I can't take Detroit. I got to take the Leafs on the puck line here.
How about you, Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to play the total here. I'm going to go over 6.5. I mean, it's like I said, I'm not a fan of Michael Hutchinson in the backup, and Detroit is Detroit. I mean, Toronto almost hit the total last time on their own, and each of the last, or 3 of the last 4 meetings have seen at least 9 goals. So I think we're in for another high-scoring game here.
I'll tell you what we're going to do after this show. This will be the last show where I keep track of everybody's stuff, because this is what it turns into, right? Hieroglyphics here. I think what we'll do at the end of every show is we'll go to each person. I'll go full screen on them, and they can recap all their picks, at the end. Do you guys have your picks written down that you've given out? Because we'll start today. We'll do it on the fly.
Yeah.
You have all yours, including the college football and everything that you've said on the show?
Yeah, mine are all written down.
All right, how about you, Chris? You have yours?
I can go back on them.
You know which hockey you have, right?
Yeah, I have.
And then you have San Diego State and Georgia Southern, and the Texans, the Bills and the Points and the Rams.
Yep.
So just add those to your hockey. We're gonna recap that way at the end of the show. We're gonna have a new finish because I can't even read my own writing anymore. It's like these guys, it's like when you start adding totals to this, Plus, they always have kind of like the -1.5, 2.5, 6.5. And it's like I'm trying to find other things on my screen while they're doing that. Anyways, we got the Caps against the Lightning here. Caps -105 on what I call on the cheap. Meanwhile, the Lightning, man, this is a team that I don't know. The bettors love them. They just always seem to have a ton of money on them. Chris, any opinion here on this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Washington here at -105. Washington's won their last 4 games on no rest. 7-0 in their last seven games as an underdog, even though they're not really plus money here. Still an underdog in my eyes. And Tampa hasn't done well against Washington. I just think Washington's the better team here.
Yep. I'm with that. I like Washington too. This Tampa team is so inconsistent, and Washington's my early pick to win the cup. They look like they got the motivation and the drive to get it again this year.
I'm gonna take the Buffalo Bills against the Pats. I also like the under in that game. I think that the Patriots, as bad as their offense has been, their defense has been very, very good and kept them in a lot of these games. The 17-10 wins, these type of low-scoring wins that they've been involved in. Meanwhile, this Buffalo defense is really good too, and they know the way to beat the Patriots is to stop them from scoring points, because generally the idea of the game is whoever scores the most points wins. I know some teams in some sports seem to forget that, but in football, it's definitely the team that scores the most points definitely is the team that wins the game. And we saw this isn't anything new for the Patriots. This started last season. All of these offensive problems. It started at the end of last year, and they were, that's how they ended up on the road in Kansas City in the Orchids of Asia Day Spa game. That's how they ended up there, is because the offense couldn't get going. And then even in the Super Bowl, they scored 13 points. So I don't see how, Buffalo, I'm going to imagine that Buffalo's probably going to be a little high-strung for this game, which might not be such a great thing. But at the same time, they're going to leave it all out on the field once they settle in. And I'd expect to buckle up the chin strap for this one. This is basically a playoff game.
Yeah.
I like the under in this one. I like the Bills too with the points. I don't know. I think it's a coin flip game. Who in the heck would be surprised if the Patriots pull out a meaningful win in December? I mean, that's a good way. It's a good way to be at the poorhouse, right? To bet on that, but I'm gonna go with the Bills. Anyways, we got Columbus up against the Devils. Devils plus 171. Martin Brodeur, where have you gone? It's like
commercials.
He was back in the day. Martin Brodeur, and it was automatic. Columbus, 15 and 14. Neither of these teams, I think, I would call them nothing special. But Rod, you see anything special here in this one?
For me, Columbus is at home. They play a good game at home. Columbus has won 3 in a row, playing some good hockey, and this Jersey played last night, and now you're coming into Columbus. I'll take Columbus on the puck line here.
How about you, Chris?
Yeah, I'm on the same thing. New Jersey on a back-to-back, and I haven't liked Columbus much. They're just the better team in the better spot here. I think Columbus wins 4-1. So
and home, right? And home.
Yeah.
We got a question from Ed. So many games on the board. What pitfalls should you avoid? Betting a game for the sake of betting it. On days like this, that's when I fall into trouble, and I fall into the same problems that everybody else does. It's like I'll do my handicapping, and I'll have I do it the same way. I've gone through this a lot of times, but I mean, not everybody has been on this show before, so or seen a show or seen me talk about this before. But the way that I do it is, I go through the card early. It's usually the night before because I'm doing my premium picks, and I bet all the games that I like, and I just put 1 unit on all those games after handicapping, right? So on a day like today, it's a little tougher because there's a big card. Then I go through them again, and I figure out which games I like a little more, and I put a little more on it. And then I find the ones I like even a little more. I put a little more, and if I can continue to do that, I might have some really big bets. Sometimes there's games just don't happen. They're just not on the board where I'm kind of maxed out, to as high as I'm going to go. I think where the pitfall that happens is I'll be looking at the games that are coming up at the next time slot to see what I have, right? Because I don't look at the times, when I bet the games. I just bet the games, and I don't really follow it like I'm going to have bets, at this point throughout the day. So what will happen is I'll look at the upcoming games at 2 o'clock. I'll check my pending wagers to see where I'm at on those games. I'll realize I don't have a bet on this game, and I'll go outside of my whole betting strategy altogether, and I'll put what amounts to, a 5-unit bet on a game that's basically just, I'm watching it on TV, so I want to have a little action on it. When I should be putting a half a unit or a quarter of a unit if I'm going to bet the game at all, It's like, and I'll end up putting, 3 units on it. And it'll nullify one of the games that I handicapped out and that I loved. And it'll just nullify my winnings, just like that. And we've all done this. Everybody I know, unless you're a liar, has done this. Everybody's done this. Where it's like, you have a bet on the Super Bowl, right? And you really love your Super Bowl bet game, right? You really love your bet on the Super Bowl. And this is why, people ask me about props and all these other things. And this is why I struggle with props personally. Because what I never want to do is to have so many of these little prop bets and these little bets like this that it wipes out a gigantic percentage of my bet on the game that I really like, So it makes it really difficult. It's like, I think to me is the biggest pitfall that I have on days with a lot of games, is that I'll see a game that I say, man, I should have put a little something on this one. I'll go to put a little something on it, and I put a little too much something on it, and it ends up nullifying a game that I really like. And and then in hindsight, I'll be like, man, if I was going to bet that on this game, then I should have bet this on these games. And it's like, you don't want to be in that situation. You got to stick to the plan. It's hard. It's very, very hard, especially because I do those stupid halftime shows, which everyone enjoys so much, including myself. So it doesn't help, right? It doesn't help. But yesterday, got us out with Kent State, right, in the over, got us out. So, anyways, that's the long answer to a short question. We got Colorado versus the Blackhawks. Chris, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, Chicago got the win against Winnipeg and burned me in that game, but doesn't change that the Blackhawks aren't playing great hockey right now. Colorado lost, but they're still playing almost lights out at home. I like Colorado -1.5. I think they just run Chicago out here.
Yeah, I'm with you there as well. I was on the Blackhawks to beat Winnipeg, but then the Blackhawks play good on a back-to-back. But the Avalanche overall, they're at home. They're playing better hockey. I'm on the Avs on the puck line as well. I think they easily cover the 2 goals tonight.
And how about Vancouver and Pittsburgh? Rob?
Yeah, I
Vancouver, Pittsburgh.
For me, Pittsburgh's won 4 in a row. They play good hockey, and I'm not worried about them here on a back-to-back. I'm going to take the Penguins here. I'm not a Canuckle fan.
Yeah, I'm on Pittsburgh as well. It's just like I said, even with all their injuries and all the stuff they have going on, and on a back-to-back, they look good when they're winning their games. They've won 5 of the last 7 in Vancouver, so I'll take Pittsburgh here, -105.
And how about the final game, San Jose versus St. Louis?
You know, it's St. Louis. St. Louis to me is just playing better hockey right now than San Jose, even though San Jose's at home. St. Louis still won 4 of the last 5, and I think they play a more physical style that I don't know if the Sharks will be able to respond to. I like St. Louis -120 here.
Okay, I think for the parlays and best bets, when we do the new close, you guys can do them yourself on the show, right? So we'll do the picks like how we're doing now. Then you guys will recap the picks. This is stuff that I guess we should have done before we went on the air, but hey, we're all friends here. What the heck? So, I'll cut to you. You'll have front and center stage. You'll read off your picks, and then you say, these are the games I like the best. This is your thing. We're not going to go on we're not going to go for a filibuster here for a long monologue. We're just going to, keep it on point and roll. Got some college hoops, a lot of college hoops still to cover. How about Jacksonville State plus the 20.5 against Tennessee? I know the Tennessee fans, they can't stand it when I pick against their team, but whenever I pick their team, they lose. So maybe they'll like this one. I'll take Jacksonville State in this one. I have no idea what this means. We recap at the end of the show. Do you think Miles Bridges will score more? I never buy points. I've had the premium area for 10 years, and I've done one pick in the entire history where I said buy the half a point just to feel better about it, and the team covered by like 10. Anyway, it didn't matter. It was this year. We did NFL picks for today. Ready? Got a video on this. Yeah, we don't do the free-for-all style yesterday. So, we have Brett does fantasy. You'd have to ask him on that. What about Kawhi tonight? Will he play? No idea. I didn't do NBA. Great. Do NBA prop. My thumbs up from anybody. No thumbs up. Let's see. I haven't even been paying attention. So yeah, hit the thumbs up. Got 117 watching, 73 thumbs up. Kansas, Villanova. I like Kansas in this one. I did a video on it. You can hear my reasoning on that. If you guys have any picks while I'm going through these questions, Chris, do you have any college hoops that you really like?
Yeah, there were 4 games I was looking at. I like Texas +1 against Providence, Creighton +3 against Arizona State, Oregon State minus 6.5 against Texas A&M.
I like that one a lot too. I like that one a lot.
And Iowa minus 4 against Cincinnati.
I would say if there's a group of picks that I didn't put in the premium area, that kind of the game that I missed that we just talked about with Ed, Oregon State, Texas A&M is that one. that's the one. Scott Baird wants to know what a unit is. This depends on your bankroll. This is an individual thing. I mean, a unit could be $1, it could be $5, it could be $500, it could be $10,000. It really depends on the person. I've been at a craps table where, someone hits a $5 yo and they're basically tap dancing like they just won the lottery. I throw a quarter on the thing and I hit it and I can't get half as excited. It just depends, right? It just depends on the person. But how about you, Rod? Any college hoops for you? I really like that Oregon State, though. I will tell you that much.
I took Florida, Kansas. I took Wichita. I took Butler. I like Kentucky, and I like Dayton. What are those?
So here, Bernard's asking about NBA. I got videos on every single NBA game on our YouTube channel. So I'm just trying to cover games that I didn't cover in videos today because the card is so big. And then we have a lot of video picks. I did 28 video picks for today. Did all the NBA, and I did 17 college basketball, and then the dog of the day. So 27 videos 27 basketball videos today. And then I also did the 6 college football and the 3 NFL. So 27, 33, 36 videos for today's games alone at YouTube. Plus, after this show, I'm going to hit the studio and do all the NFL for tomorrow. I haven't been putting them up way in advance like I did in the past. I'm just trying something different this week to see how it works. And so far, I really like the results. But anything in the NBA for you guys?
I was just looking at that right now. I don't know if I see anything.
It's just a tough card, I think, in the NBA. It's like, the Knicks got blown out at home by the Nuggets a few weeks ago, and this Bucks game certainly sets up to be that same type of environment. But then, is this a game where the Bucks kind of go into cruise control late, which we've also seen, and then the Knicks end up with the backdoor? It just, I don't love it. And how about Julio Cesar Chavez last night? What a bum.
Getting pelted as he walks out of the
bum. I can't stand it when fighters quit, like that. I've seen it a few times, and it's one thing if you have fought the good fight, but he didn't even do that. Guy didn't even show up in shape.
He went out, what, the 5th round, was it? It was the 5th round?
Something like that.
I don't know. I didn't see it.
I hear Freddie Roach saying it's a broken nose, and he's saying it's a broken hand, and it's like, maybe he's just broken everything, broken metabolism.
Rob Peters. We got to get him on. But anyways, I'm going to go down one more time through college hoops. I'll give out one more pick. But actually, I'll do it when we'll come back and recap with everybody. But like I said, we're going to do the new recaps style. So, Chris, you're on board first. Just recap all your picks, give out your best bets and your parlay if you have one. Here we go.
Okay, I like LA plus 125, Islanders minus 1.5, Minnesota minus 130, over 6.5 in the Detroit-Toronto game, Boston regulation minus 110, Ottawa plus 115, Washington minus 105, Carolina minus 1.5, Columbus minus 1.5, Edmonton plus 105, Colorado minus 1.5, Pittsburgh minus 1.5. Pittsburgh minus 105, and St. Louis minus 120. My best bets for the day, Colorado minus 1.5, and LA plus 125. For college basketball, I like Texas plus 1 against Providence, Creighton, Oregon State, and Iowa. NCAA football, I like San Diego State over 58.5. Liberty, Georgia Southern, I like Georgia Southern as well. SMU -8.5, and Arkansas State -2.5. NFL, I like the Texans, the Bills, and the Rams. We have 2 parlays. One's an underdog NHL parlay, Kings, Senators, Oilers at +889. And one's a puck line parlay, Islanders -1.5, Carolina -1.5, Colorado -1.5, and Columbus -1.5 at +3184.
Well done. Rod, you're up. Recap and best bets, parlays, and all kinds of good stuff.
All righty, here we go. I like the Blues on the money line. I like Panthers on the money line. I like Washington on the money line. I like the Leafs on the puck line. Go down the list. I like Montreal. I like the Kings today. I like the Islanders on the 3-way. I like the Wild on the money line. I like the Flyers on the puck line. Boston on the puck line. The Avalanche on the puck line. I like Columbus on the puck line. Penguins on the money line. My best bets in hockey, I like Washington on the money line. Panthers on the money line. My parlay in hockey is Birdcage, all puck line. I'm going to go with the Leafs, the Jackets, and the Avs, +843. NFL, I'm going New England minus the 6.5, 49ers minus the 6.5, and Tampa +3.5. College basketball, I like Kansas -1.5. I like Wichita -5.5. Butler -1.5. Florida -2. Kentucky +3. Dayton -5.5. In the NBA, I like Charlotte +6. And Portland -6.5. In college football, I like Liberty +5.5. San Diego State -3.5.
And a partridge in a pear tree. I took West Virginia, Temple, Georgia Southern, Texas, and Tulsa, Northern Arizona, Georgia Southern in football as well. Under in the San Diego State Central Mish game. I took the under in the Bills Pats game. Jacksonville State against Tennessee. Kansas against Villanova, and Oregon State of all the free picks is my best bet of the free picks. It's the one that, I don't know, I just forgot to put it in the premium. But anyways, we're all back here together. Be back again tomorrow. We'll have Steve Monahan. Thanks everyone for joining us. Be sure to hit the thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to check out pickdogs.com if you haven't already done so. Give out more free picks between our videos, between our live shows, between our website than anybody out there. We have premium picks available. I don't force them down anybody's throat or hold it over anybody's head or make any crazy, wild guarantees about changing your lifestyle with those. Those are for people that just want to know what I'm betting today. Anyways, this is Mitch from Puck Dogs. Thanks for joining me. Have an awesome Saturday. I'm going to do a halftime show. I'm not sure if I'll do all 3 NFL games at halftime, but let's just say it could happen. Anyways, I'll be definitely on at halftime of the Bills Patriots. Let's just say that, and halftime of the 49ers Rams. So I don't know if I'll be on halftime for the early one. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. I'll see you guys in a few hours.